Hi everyone, Christina here. Welcome to another card video at my YouTube channel and blog. Today I'm going to walk you through the creation of a super easy and simple shaker card. I'm using this really tiny stamp set from Studio Katia, and I'm going to be stamping two of the small images. One's a turtle and the other is a little tiny birthday hat. This is going to be a birthday card. Now, I find that shaker cards lend themselves perfectly for birthday cards because it's festive, especially if you use like a confetti sequin mix. Looks like confetti for a party. It's just super, super fun. So that's what I'm going to be doing for today's card. I have this little turtle and the hat, and I've stamped that in some Versafine Onyx black ink, and I'm coloring the images with colored pencils. Now these are Faber-Castel Polychromos pencils, and I'm going to use only just a few colors. I mostly want to keep kind of like a greenish teal shade going on the turtle, and I started out by using a light yellow green for the turtle's head and legs, added a little bit of blush pink, and then a more kind of toned leaf green. Unfortunately, I did not keep track of the specific colors that I used, but any different tones of green would do for this. I brought in a darker green to go in between those sections on the shell, and then I brought in a teal blue shade to kind of add a little more of a blue hue to the areas on the turtle. And this also adds as another way to add intense shading. I'm going to keep adding different colors of green to try to intensify the shading on the turtle shell, and also adding more shading to the underside. I just want to make sure I have enough contrast between all of these colors. Going over the areas with that brighter green once again, just to brighten up those areas and soften the blending. And then I'm going to bring in that pink shade and intensify the blush on his cheeks. To finish off the coloring, I'm going to color the hat with a yellow color, and then bring in more of a golden yellow shade for some shading. And that finishes all of the coloring for the colored pencils. You could use whatever color medium you like. You could do markers or watercolors or whatever you'd like for some different little images like this. In fact, you could replace the turtle with a bunch of other images, gift boxes or presents, other little critters with birthday hats, just something small. This is going to be a smaller shaker card. So I have this fun sequin mix from Studio Katia. This is the rainbow satin confetti mix. And I've also taken a smaller circle die from the Nested Circles die set from Simon. And I ran that through my Big Shot machine and cut it out. I also cut out the turtle and the hat using the coordinating dies for the stamp set. I have a piece of clear window plastic or acetate, and I'm going to cut it down so it's just the right size for this circle window that I've cut out of some cardstock. I'm going to go ahead and glue the acetate onto the cardstock with a little bit of liquid glue. The glue I'm using today is from Ranger, and it's a multi-medium matte. And I'll place that acetate on top of that cardstock. Now at this point, I should have stamped my greeting or sentiment on the front of this piece here, but I completely forgot, so I'll have to do that later, and I'll show you how I did that even after the shaker card was assembled. So now I have some foam tape, and I've cut off a long strip and then folded it over on itself so that I have some foam that's 2 layers deep. I'm going to cut this down to be a smaller strip so it's a little bit easier to handle. And I'm going to use this foam strip and take the release paper off both sides so then I can manipulate the foam going all the way around this circle shaker window. And this is what makes this particular process super easy. If you've ever tried to create a shaker card with a circular opening, it's super hard to get the foam tape around it just perfectly. But by cutting it down to a more narrow strip and by taking off the release paper off both sides, you can bend it and manipulate the foam to fit the shape of your shaker card window. I also have some additional foam pieces that I've doubled over so that they're 2 foam deep, and I've just put that in the other areas around this card front. So now I've got those little confetti sequins, and I'm going to open up this bag and shake a few in. I want quite a few of these in here because I'm not putting a color behind the window. I want all of the color to come from the confetti. So I've got all those on there. I'm going to take the release paper off the back of these foam tapes. And then I have a folded card front already prepared. This card front and also the front of the window shaker card is made from Nina Classic Crest Solar White 110-pound cardstock. So I pressed that down. I made sure to press that adhesive around the shaker area. And then I put some foam tape behind the turtle and also the little birthday hat that's going on top of the turtle. I'll place that off to the side so that the majority of that shaker area is exposed, so you can see all of that fun, colorful confetti. Put the little birthday hat on top, and then now I have to worry about the greeting. And since the card is already assembled and it's quite thick because of the 2 layers of foam, I'm just going to remove the foam piece inside my MISTI stamp positioning tool and slide that card in. It's just about the same width or depth, I should say. So I was able to use a stamp and just stamp that right on there. Now this is a greeting from that same stamp set. I thought it was perfect. That says, "Let's Shellebration." That was really cute. I'm using that same black ink, which once again is Versafine Onyx Black. I did have to stamp this multiple times to get a really good impression. And that is the card for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is a really simple, easy shaker card. It's not overwhelming, and it's a great way to say happy birthday. Thanks so much for watching today. I'll be back very soon with another card video.